You are listening to Confessions of a Counselor podcast with Janice, mental health in bite-sized chunks. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Confessions of a Counselor. I'm your host, Janice, and in today's episode, I thought we would talk about the function of tiredness in the regard to tiredness being a feeling versus an experience, right? So tiredness, the feeling versus the experience of it. So again, in this season, we've been talking about the function of our feelings, the function of what's going on, what's happening in our body, and why we might be feeling this on a more regular basis. I thought we would jump into tiredness today and kind of explore that topic. Okay, let's jump right in. So this is something that I've been exploring a little bit more and learning a little bit more about lately. And I think it's really interesting to talk about tiredness as a feeling versus tiredness, the experience of it. So if I get a really bad night's sleep because my kids are up, or I procrastinate and stay awake because I don't want to go to bed because it's my only time to myself, of course, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to feel like crap, and I'm going to be tired all day. And I probably just need some sleep in order to get on with my day, right? So maybe I'll take a mid-afternoon nap. But I think functionally it makes sense that I am going to feel tired. I'm going to feel crappy. But that is the experience of tiredness, right? So there's something I can relate that to, right? I'm tired because I didn't get a good night's sleep. I'm tired because I went for a run. I'm tired because I have a newborn. um, I'm tired because I decided that I didn't want to go to sleep because I wanted to stay awake and binge watch a Netflix series, right? So all of those reasons or experiences of tiredness, there's a kind of internal cause for. But what I often hear is kind of this emotional tiredness, right? Where I'm well rested, I'm eating, I'm functioning well, things are happening, and I'm still feeling very tired. And I often see these things kind of related in terms of anxiety, right? So when anxiety is high, tiredness is often high, which kind of feels counterintuitive because anxiety being hyperarousal and tiredness being hypoarousal. But I do see them linked often. So I've been kind of exploring this idea of why am I so tired, right? Why am I so tired if I actually am sleeping? Why am I so tired if I actually am taking care of myself? And kind of what's happening in that cycle? Again, what's the function of this? So I was listening to a podcast and kind of understanding the function of that in our brain. And I think it's really interesting to kind of see how the setup of our brain is kind of immediate action, right? So if I can do something immediately in this moment, then I'm going to feel confident and follow through with it. Which again, it makes sense functionally. My brain wants to complete the tasks. I talk often in session about this idea of all the tasks in our brain kind of being boxes. And we can have open boxes and we can have closed boxes. But the function of our brain is that it wants to wrap up all of those boxes and tie it with a bow. And until it's tied with a bow, our brain is going to kind of hold on to it and kind of constantly be like telling us, hey, this box is open. Hey, this box is open. Hey, this box is open. It doesn't like to have open boxes. It wants to complete things immediately. And so I've been kind of seeing how the function of tiredness is that if I can't complete this box, if I can't complete this task, then my body says, no, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. We don't have the capacity to do that. It's not possible to do that. And it starts to kind of tired us, make us feel that emotional tiredness, basically as a preventative measure to stop us from failing. So that emotional tiredness is actually an indicator of fear, or an indicator of, do I have the capacity to do this? And historically, if we were able to complete a task right away, that was kind of it, right? Like we could either do it or we couldn't do it. Whereas now we kind of live in this society where we can do tasks over a long period of time, or sometimes we're taking on tasks that just take longer, right? Work projects and cleaning tasks and schooling, right? Like all of these things are things that didn't necessarily exist when our brains evolved. And so now we're able to spend more time on things, focus on things, do things for longer, but we still have this function of if I can't complete it immediately, then my brain is just gonna say, we can't do that. I don't have the capacity for it. So one of the things I've been talking about in session with clients is remembering, yes, my brain is telling me that this is going to be a hard task. It's going to be a long task, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't have the capacity for it. So kind of understanding this emotional tiredness as a warning sign of this might be a hard task, right? This might take a long time. And that's okay, right? It's okay that it's going to take a long time. And we can still do it. So I hope that kind of helps you to understand this idea of emotional tiredness and the difference to the kind of experience of tiredness where I got like a bad night's sleep. Okay. Until next time, take care. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Confessions of a Counselor podcast is available anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts, both on Apple and Android. New episodes are released every Friday. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to join the conversation, leave a review, or subscribe to the podcast hosted on Spotify. You can find all these details on janicelyons.com. Until next time, take care.